bodybuilding fans, this is Andrew Pardue with Inside Natural Bodybuilding here at the No Gear Classic, and I'm here with Damian Fisher, one of the judges here at the No Gear. Damian, I want to start off asking you some things that, I guess some pet peeves of judges that athletes do commonly that judges don't like, but athletes might not take into account.
Well, I'll start with some of the common mistakes we see as judges, and one of the most frustrating things we see as judges is, sitting on a panel and you got somebody with a good physique, a really good physique that's just not being presented properly. They're not holding the poses properly, they're not executing poses properly, and that's frustrating because sometimes you got to get beyond how the pose is being done and try to just look at the physique, and so that's frustrating. The pose is not being done properly. Something that a lot of people overlook is the cosmetic aspect of competition. What we see a lot of is in different competitions, a lot on the travels is color not being done properly. Not being dark enough, color running, and some people not having enough oil on stage. Just again, those are just some simple cosmetic things that a lot of people overlook. And I've seen it more common here recently. Again, it's just people not being colored properly. Because when you get up there and you get 10, 12 lights pointing at you that are 500 watts a piece, you get washed out. So I think it's really important to be dark, to have that consistent color.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that it's a lot of those small things that people think forget about. I see a lot of people focus on their training and their diet, and they let a lot of the small stuff go out the window before a show. It seems to really mess them up.
Yeah, so again, the color, not posing properly, not executing your poses properly, that's another again, frustrating thing. Suits not fitting properly. Those are probably the most common things that we see. Again, on this level, amateur level. However, it's a national qualifier, so you got different levels of competitors. You got your novices doing their first show to your seasoned amateurs trying to get a pro card. So you've got the whole gamut here competing today. And so you'll see different things in the novices that you don't see in the pro qualifying divisions. Again, those are some of the things that can kind of deter or hinder the progress on stage and distract the judges too.
On the flip side, can you name maybe some basic things that judges make mistakes on that are maybe more common?
I'm kidding. What judges make mistakes? I think judges being human. One of the things that we have to really deal with is, especially when we judge a number of competitions in the season. Once the season starts, March, April, and it runs through November. So by the end of the season, we judge a number of different shows. And over the years, we judge a number of different people. We've seen people at multiple different times. What we've really got to do is to remember that you're judging what's in front of you right now. You got to judge what's up there right now, right in front of you. You can't judge potential. You can't judge who looked better last week. You can't judge who's a better bodybuilder, but he's just off. You got to judge what's standing up in front of you at that particular time. And any good judge is aware of that. But it is something that we have to be aware of because, again, you might judge somebody 2 weeks ago and they're a little bit off, and you judge them today and they're perfect. Or you might judge them here perfect and you see them 2 weeks ago somewhere else and something's happened. But again, we just got to remember that we've got to judge what's up there right now. And that sometimes can be a challenge because you might have two competitors side by side. One has got more potential than the other, but one is more prepared today than the other, so you've got to go with the one that's more prepared.
Well, an extra question that I didn't mention to you, maybe you could talk about the line you draw between a figure competitor and a women's bodybuilder competitor, because a lot of times I think people might be confused on what to look for in each division.
And that line's become further blurred now with, you got figure and bodybuilding, now you got fitness, well, you got physique, you got training. Now, I'll start with the line of demarcation between bodybuilding and fitness. Bodybuilding is, muscle is muscle. We're judging for symmetry, size, muscularity, definition. So we're judging for muscles, how well they're put together, how well the physique is put together, and how symmetrical those muscles are, within the physique. The easiest way to describe figure or any of those other events, like even women's physique, would be is that it's more of a two-dimensional. It's more two-dimensional than bodybuilding. Two-dimensional meaning it's more of a silhouette. We're going more for shape, outline, and imagine you're standing up against a wall with a bright light, and we're looking at the shape of the body. And I would have to say that's where you start the figure. You start with a nice shape, wide shoulders, tapered waist, tapered legs. And how they all look from the front, side, back, and then the other side. Muscle tone, of course, is important because this, it is still physique sport, and you have to have a certain degree of critical muscle mass in bodybuilding. Well, less critical muscle mass in figure than in bodybuilding. You still need a certain critical muscle mass. With your bodybuilding competitors, I think one of the reasons why a lot of people are drawing away from bodybuilding is that you have to be leaner. I train a lot of bodybuilders, figure competitors, and it's a lot of the dieting process. It's just stricter dieting process. You might have a bodybuilding female coming in at, I want to say 6%, 8% body fat. A figure competitor might be able to come in at 8 to 10% body fat, depending on their symmetry. So, and they don't need quite as much size as bodybuilders. So I think that's one of the reasons why I think figures become more popular. You don't need as much muscle, you don't have to be natural. And of course figure too. And I always think that with either figure or bodybuilding, facial beauty, poise, presentation, all that factors in. You should present yourself well on stage. And that counts more in figure than bodybuilding. Because you have that element of walking in heels, doing a T-walk in figure that you don't for bodybuilding. The stage presence is important to both. And what I found is a lot of people have considered both. I think most of them that I've met who have done both, and then experience both, they always select one. It's hard to pick on them because ultimately they all different.
Before we go, would you like to talk about your show that's coming up in August?
Yeah, it's the Natural Atlantic Coast. This is my 21st year running the Natural Atlantic Coast. It's sanctioned by the INBF, and it's a WNBF Pro qualifier. I'll be giving out 7 pro cards this year. And I started running the show in 1992, right here in Greensboro. And it's probably one of the longest running drug testing shows in the Southeast. And we're looking forward to having a really good turnout this year. I'm here today with my business partner, William Howell, at his contest, the No Gear Classic, which is an OCB show, which, the two different organizations, and, people once in a while will raise their eyebrow at us being involved with two different organizations. The bottom line is we're supporting natural bodybuilding. The OCB does a great job supporting natural bodybuilding. The INBF does a great job supporting natural bodybuilding and bodybuilders. So does the WNBF and the IFBA. So that's what we're here for, is a natural, promoting good quality bodybuilding competitions that are drug tested and that are judged properly, that are put in good venues, and that are well organized, and where the athletes can get the exposure that they deserve. So that's where you come in. You're exposing the athletes. We as promoters will put on quality shows, and that's what we're all about. We're just trying to promote natural bodybuilding and furthering the exposure of the natural athlete to the general public, because they don't get the exposure and the credit that they deserve.
Well, at Inside Natural Bodybuilding, we'll hopefully be covering that show in August. And so stay tuned to the Facebook page and the YouTube page. And thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you very much.